So this is a video from Heroes of the Storm, where they're announcing a sort of holiday special where you get to play this minigame and you earn loot boxes. Loot boxes, yay! And a lot of people are pissed off with it. Now, I personally am not annoyed, but I can see why people are pissed off. Because here's the thing. Companies, when it comes to brands, are just like people's personality. What I mean by this is that when a person annoys you, when you're upset at a person, no matter what they do, you're going to find it annoying. Their simple existence is an annoyance. And you usually can find that in couples, like the husband does something that annoys the woman. And then no matter what else he does, like he can just drop some keys and the woman snarls. And the opposite is also true. When you really like someone, when you're really infatuated with a person, any negative things that they do, people are willing to overlook, or they're even going to consider that they're positive. I think this is one of the reasons why pretty girls have bad breath. Who is going to tell them that their mouth is stinky? And it's the same with companies. When a company falls from grace, no matter what they do, no matter what they put out, people are going to hate it. And when a company is beloved, like Blizzard used to be, no matter what bad practice they do, people are going to overlook it. Like in the case of Blizzard, I remember you had this game SimCity, which was online only. And people were really pissed off. It's like at EA Games, like, how dare you make an online only video game? But then Blizzard makes StarCraft 2, which was online only, and they make Diablo 3, which was online only, and no one cared. It's like, oh, yeah, good job Blizzard, right? Because people like the company. And it was the same with loot boxes. Like, people gave a lot of shit to EA for having loot boxes, and meanwhile, Blizzard has them in Heroes of the Storm, they have them in Overwatch. No one cared. It's like, it's Blizzard. But now Blizzard, I think, managed to exhaust the goodwill of the people, and their brand is suffering from it, and the stocks are going down as well. And because of that, Activision is stepping in. And let's be honest, I genuinely don't think there is a Blizzard anymore. Most of the developers at Blizzard are Activision employees. Most of the original developers have gone. And it's going to turn into this corporate mentality. Blizzard was different than other corporations that they didn't want to put an unfinished product on the market. They didn't want to do anything that they didn't have passion for. They didn't want to put something that was poor quality. And this made them stand up. Made them stand up from all the other corporations like EA Games and Ubisoft and whatever you have. But now with Activision Blizzard, it's becoming more and more corporate. And this is what people are noticing and what people are getting upset about. They're becoming very detached to the player base by... for example, suggesting at a convention where people pay money to see ads that, oh, by the way, we're releasing Diablo 3 for mobile. It's like, look, if I'm paying money to see ads, at least show me good ads. You can release your Diablo shit game somewhere else outside of the convention where people pay money for. Oh, look, you even have cereals now, and you're selling cereal. Oh, congratulations. But anyway, right, so regarding Heroes of the Storm. Now here's what's funny. I like Heroes of the Storm. Not in the way that it's a game that I like investing time into to get good. It's a game that I play to burn time. I got 20 minutes, I got nothing to do, I'll play a little bit of Heroes of the Storm. It's a fun game to pass the time. That's how I played it. Right? A lot of people are very vocal regarding it. They're like, oh my god, Heroes of the Storm, it's horrible. It's not like League of Legends. I don't care. I don't want League of Legends. League of Legends, I spend 1 hour to play. But I guess this is the biggest issue with it, right? Because it's a very polished game. It is of Blizzard's quality, but it's not League of Legends. It's not Dota. And because of that, a lot of people don't choose to play it. So it's not very successful as the other two games. And because it's not very successful, Blizzard is cutting costs, and they're taking away developers from Heroes of the Storm, and they're putting it on other projects. Now, I don't blame the developers. Because I do think the developers did a good job. It's just that there was nothing to do. You can't compete with League of Legends and Dota. Simply because people have invested way too much time in those games that they're not willing to play something else. If you spend hundreds of dollars into League of Legends to buy skins and buy characters and hundreds of hours in order to reach platinum or whatever, you're not going to play Heroes of the Storm. It's simply not going to be like you can get the best developers in the world. They're not Jesus Christ. Like maybe Jesus Christ, if he comes from heaven, he can create a Dota alternative that's going to be popular because it's made by Jesus and it's the brand. But otherwise, no. It's remarkable that Heroes of the Storm even is mentioned when it comes to the MOBA genre, right? Like every other MOBA that tried to replicate the Dota experience failed. Like you got Heroes of New Earth, you got the other one, which was with DC Heroes, I even forgot. Crisis on Infinite Earths, I believe is what it's called. Like many Dota clones popped up and they died, but at least Heroes of the Storm still managed to remain, and that's an achievement in it of itself. So the developers, they are actually quite qualified, and that's why they're being taken from Heroes of the Storm and placed on other projects because they're good. So I'm not going to be upset at the developers. It's not their fault. It's Activision Blizzard that's to blame. Now, this decision to stop supporting Heroes of the Storm, at least they say, oh, we're still going to get some heroes here and there. No, I think they're going to drop it. Like maybe we're lucky if we're going to see 1 or 2 heroes per year and maybe one map. But I don't expect that this game is going to have any major additions, and it's probably going to die because of it. But with that said, well, the major kerfuffle is that they decided to stop supporting esports regarding Heroes of the Storm, and the announcement was quite sudden, which got a lot of people to be upset about it, because there are a lot of people that train, like a football athlete. They train constantly in order to be the best at the game, and they hope that one day they are going to manage to compete in a professional environment. And it's their livelihood. Like these people, they get sponsorships, they get their teams up, and they're doing it as a business. They're actually hoping to compete and make money. So now that Blizzard is saying, we're not doing esports, it's a big fuck you to these people. And they managed to yet again piss off the community when all they could have done is like, yeah, this is the last year we're going to have esports. Next year there aren't going to be any. And this would cause people to look for alternatives. They would have 1 year time to look for a different game, and no one would have been pissed off. But the way they did it, it's like, yeah, by the way, we're not doing it anymore, is definitely causing a major uproar in the gaming community right now. But again, like Blizzard seems to be this company that constantly loses touch with the gamers, and they become more corporate. This is the problem when people say, oh, this is corporate. Like it loses touch with the common man. It loses touch with the average Joe. But it wants the money from the average Joe. Like it wants the average Joe to pay it cash. But at the same time, it disrespects the average Joe. So this is the whole issue and the state that Blizzard is in right now. Just wanted to cover it and explain the hatred that their trailer announcement for holiday is getting. I think it's kind of unwarranted, to be honest, because they had like these types of events in the past and no one cared, right? And the fact that people are so outraged now is because they legitimately are starting to hate the company. They don't like Blizzard anymore. If it keeps it up in 2 years, it's going to go the way of EA Games. Like it's going to get the prize of the most shitty company, which is quite sad. Like very very disappointing for anyone who plays video games and knows about Blizzard. Because a lot of people grew up with it. And I actually had some high hopes for Heroes of the Storm. I thought that, maybe they're going to release some new maps, maybe they're going to release some new heroes, but, well, it's not going to happen. Now, I want to tell you the most funny thing about this, like the most ridiculous shit about all of this. Blizzard could have had the MOBA genre. Like, they could have had this cash cow for themselves. Because Dota was a mod for Warcraft 3. Right? So it was on their platform. Now, the person who made the mod, I believe his name was Ice Frog, contacted Blizzard and asked them, can I have the resources in order to make a proper Dota game? And can you give me the resources so I can make an actual, game with its own engine and better graphics and all of that? And Blizzard said no. So this guy went to Valve and he made Dota 2. So let that sink in. Like Blizzard actually had the cash cow in their hands, and because of poor business decisions, They didn't get it. Now I don't know why. Maybe they didn't think that Dota 2 will compete with League of Legends. Maybe they didn't think that Dota is going to be a phenomenon. I genuinely don't know what went into the head of the person that said no. But that was like such an ironic twist of events. It's probably one of the worst financial decisions that a company can possibly make. Like you look at Dota. I'm looking at the esports. It's like what the last prize was like $5 million. Like, can you imagine how much money is being invested into that game in order to give like millions of dollars in prizes for the runner up of the competition? It's just insane. And Blizzard could have had that, but they chose not to.